Good evening. All right. What year is it? Oh, good. It's 2000. Phantom Menace on VHS. Jar Jar Binks, y'all. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sing it with me. Let me hear you. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000, yeah. Oh, all right. Not bad. Give it up for your host, Mark Hornback, the well Hungarian. Well, all right. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000, yeah. I'm gonna see you at the fun. What? Wash your jeans, bring your notebook, bring your jokes. We got a microphone at the phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000. Thank you so much. You're too kind. Is this thing off? Oh, you're laughing at me. Still counts. 2000, yeah. Phone simulation, yeah. Phone simulation 2000. I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the mic. All right, let's get this next started. I know you came to have a good time. Yeah, practice your jokes now. I'm gonna see you over there. Phone simulation 2000, yeah. 9/11 hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to Fun Simulation 2000, where 9/11 hasn't happened yet. That's our official dancer, Ian Ryland Smith, with Jar Jar Binks. Why we are sponsored now by Disney Plus. So everybody knows that's why we have all these Jar Jar Binks references. Thank you, Ian. You'll be seeing him later from his cornfield or wheat field. I can't tell what that is. We got a great set of comedians coming up here. We'll go to gallery. Look at them. They're all like eating and stuff. This is great. No, not enough people eating. Never. There was a baby. I saw a baby for a half second. You will probably see that baby later. The baby tells hilarious jokes. It's really a good sequel to Boss Baby. Guys, we are going to do this. This is awesome. Welcome everybody. We have some new people, so I just want to remind everybody. We'll get through the list, and we'll go through this one more time if you stick around for the fastest minute in comedy. 1 minute. It's a shit show. It's a fun shit show. We should be doing this in person. There's no reason why the COVID should still be around and why we can't do this anymore. Why we can't be back in person. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with Zoom comedy. I love it. It'll probably keep living on, but this is stupid. It's the only reason we have to do it. There's a lot of conspiracies out there, and there's only about COVID. There's only one conspiracy that is true, and that is that both parties are uniting and coming together to stop us from doing stand-up comedy. That's the only thing I could see being true at this point in time. I'm surprised they even let us do this on Zoom, to be honest. I'm surprised they turned off Zoom, pulled the plug on the internet. The people are getting crazy and telling jokes. I mentioned it last week. I did a bourbon Advent Day calendar where I drank a different bourbon from the 1st of December until the 25th of December. I drank bourbon every single day. So now I am doing dry January. That is the end result of that. I am drying out. I wanted to point out, so I'm going to be drinking things that look like beer, but it's not. I'm drinking aggressively named. Oh my God, you can't see it. Oh no, you still can't see it. This is never going to work. It's called Cock and Bull ginger beer. So aggressively named virgin cocktails. That's what it is. That you could tell they don't have alcohol in them because they're so aggressively named. this isn't even a ginger beer. It's really not good because I think it's just a mixer. It just says Moscow Mule Mixer. I don't know why I'm drinking this straight. I will also be drinking hop water later tonight. I'm getting crazy on the hop water. Watch that. That it's basically tastes worse than beer, but it doesn't have alcohol. So that's fair. That's a good trade-off, right? It shouldn't possibly taste better than beer. That would be wrong. That would be really wrong. This is gonna be fun. We have an appearance coming in from on and off co-host Pratik Srivastava is going to be making an appearance. I'm going to be bumping him into the list just so everybody knows. Fair warning, that's the only bumps I do are for co-hosts and former co-hosts. So get ready for that. But we got a big list. I'm going to do more rips in between than I am on top because I want to rip through this. We're going to start right now with, I think it might be his first time here. So excited to welcome Sam Taha. Ah!
Hello. Hello, everyone. And Chicago, as I remember signing up to. I'm Sam. I'm from Egypt. I'm currently coming from Los Angeles. I discovered the cure for loneliness. All you have to do is unsubscribe from Netflix, and then you will get a needy ex-girlfriend that emails you every day in the morning. Come back, I love you. Come back for $8.99. Just come back. It's the neediest streaming service I've ever seen. I'm agnostic, but I'm leaning towards the possibility that there is no God, mostly based on the awful design of testicles. Somebody came up with the design of testicles in a pitch meeting, they will be fired on the spot. Like, oh yeah, let's put this abominable bag of flappy skin and squishy spheres between the human thighs. Great idea, God. That way we can assure that when they grow older, they can sit on them. Wow. Where is that intelligent design? I don't get it. You mean you couldn't make testicles that can survive inside the human body? Aren't you supposed to be omnipotent? And they can flip around. Like for all the ladies in the room, this is genitalia horror right here. But this is a real thing that is called testicular torsion, which when men go to bed, their testicles will play musical chairs with each other and then flip position and then get stuck that way. And then we wake up feeling like we got kicked in the nuts permanently. You have to go make a surgery. It's amazing. It never happened to me, but like it keeps me up at night. Every time before I go to sleep, I just like make sure that everyone is on their side. It's a horror. And like I feel like we win. Like I've always been wondering which is more uncomfortable, boobs or testicles, but I think we win, hands down. Like no matter how we both get cancers in our collective spheres, we get testicular cancer, women get testicular cancer, but still, like a boob has a 0 chance of doing a switch a boob on you guys. And then to add insult to injury, society decided that we should be wearing pants just to make this more uncomfortable. And it goes to show you how the Scottish people had it right. We should be wearing the skirts. You guys have nothing between your legs, and you should be wearing the pants. And this is not like a feminist thing, or other way around. I discovered the invisibility, real life invisibility, and you can have it too. All you have to do is download any dating app, go to the settings, change your height to 5'7" or below, and poof, you disappear. English is my second language. My favorite thing to say in English is, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. I love it. It's my favorite thing. And I grew up Muslim, so I always felt jealous because we don't have anything like this. Like if I was Jewish, I can go, oh, Moses. But what am I going to do as a Muslim? Oh, Prophet Muhammad. It's too long. It doesn't work. And like what it adds insult to injury that every time we say the Prophet's name, we have to say, oh, peace be upon him. So if you like stub your nuts in the kitchen or something, you'll be like, oh, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It's a prayer now. It doesn't work. And that's my time. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Sam, how's a kilt going to stop you from sitting on your nuts? I want to know the logic behind that. That's just going to make it worse.
Thank you.
That's what I was thinking that whole time. Thank you, Sam. Though, good to have you. This is awesome. I just wanted everybody to know the 1990s are back, people. They are back because white guys are bombing shit again, and not just on Zoom mics. Yeah, hey,
Oh,
seriously though. No, I mean, we all hate AT&T, but this is just going to make service worse. Like, you're not going to be able to talk to anyone in person anymore. They're going to be behind a bulletproof glass. I don't know why people are attacking AT&T. I don't know. Our next comedian coming up, very happy. He has strong opinions on internet service providers as well. I could tell by his glasses. No, you look like a guy in a phone commercial. He really does. He looks like a guy in a phone commercial. Ralph Anthony.
Yo.
Hey.
oh, yo.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I look very official. Very official. I look like I know about internet connections. I also know that I look like I know about 5G conspiracy theories. The real question is, Mark Warnback, is have you asked yourself, what can Verizon do for you today? That's really it. Do you get Wi-Fi up at Camp Silver Lake? Do you get it up there? What can we do for you? Okay, that's usually now. Thank God Pratik's back, because if it wasn't for Pratik, it would just be Laura laughing. So
Yeah, it's true.
Oh man, this is going to be severely awkward, Gregory Matthews. Okay, cool. I'm very happy to start the new year off. I ended 2020 with a real big bang. I got into a relationship. Yeah, awesome. Set off the fucking fireworks, baby, because it has been 3 years and it has been a long time coming. But it's weird for me. Thank you, one person that clapped one time. It's weird for me because she has a kid. Yeah, she has a kid. And like, that's a lot of changes for me in a matter of 6 months. Like, I went from being single to being someone's boyfriend to now being mommy's special friend. Like, I'm known as Uncle Ralphie to someone that is not my niece or nephew. But it's been good. It's been a good 4 months. It's been fun. I like it. We're very open and honest with each other. Like the other night we were talking about having a threesome, and but you just can't jump into one. Like, you have to have rules, right? So we're laying in bed, talking about what it would be like, and what the rules would be. And I told her that it could only be 2 girls. Like, we could only have 2 girls because I get jealous. And she said, yeah, I don't think I can handle 2 guys. And I said, yeah, yeah, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think you could either, because then we'd have to figure out where to hide the dead body. Okay, good. Hey, very awkward now for all of us. Very awkward for all of us. I'm a little late to the party, but I just found out about OnlyFans over the pandemic. If you're not familiar, OnlyFans is a virtual strip club, and much like real strip clubs, you can watch all you want, but you still can't touch the girls. And I say that full well knowing that I look like a strip club guy. I give off strip club guy energy. Like, I look like a dude who could stuff a dollar bill in a G-string and not get glitter on his face. My problem with OnlyFans is that anyone can do it. At least with stripping, you have to take pole dancing classes or stripping classes. But with OnlyFans, all you need is a healthy internet connection. So, in fact, that could be the only healthy thing about you. God, have you seen some of these members? Jesus Christ, they are their only fan. I would pay them to keep their clothes on. I might pay them more to add layers and a mask. And I don't mean a COVID mask. I mean a Halloween mask. Just cover that fucking thing right up. Okay, you guys have a good one. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time for Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. It has been brought to my attention. I saw by Facebook notifications that Kevin Kellum has been sharing this stream to a couple of comedy groups. So if anything's going to make sure that that we get over the pandemic faster, it's more people seeing Zoom mics. That's what we need. More
Yeah,
people
baby.
how terrible this is, and then we could finally start our protest mics in bars and not dry January, which will probably last about a week. I'm not saying dry January, so I'm held accountable. I'm just telling you because that's why I'm drinking this terrible ginger ale tonight, and I'm on more of my bullshit. Our next comedian coming up, very excited. She's a friend of the virtual room, but not the real room because she's never been to the real mic. So once we go back to in person, we'll become mortal enemies of the comedy scene. I guess that's how it works. We've got Laura Hogg, Josh DiDonato's account as well. You might see both names.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm the Laura Hug half of the name. So yeah. I look forward to the pandemic being over so we can get back to being enemies. There's nothing like a beef between two comics nobody gives a shit about. So, but we care about each other and care about hating each other. So that's what's important. So I was thinking about the pandemic and, I didn't get to visit my family this holiday. I don't know who else and if anybody got to visit. And I was thinking about some visits home that I've had in the past, and I usually go see my mom and my stepdad. And so I remember one Christmas I went back to Cincinnati, where I'm from, and to visit, and I was in Weight Watchers at the time. I usually use 12-step programs to stop having fun, but so once in a while I like to mix it up because 12-step programs are spiritual, and so I was having a problem with eating, and so I found Weight Watchers. It's not spiritual. In fact, it's very commercial, and it's a brilliant marketing strategy because you join and then they try to sell you all of their stuff, and you feel so much shame about not being able to afford it that you just keep eating, and they keep a customer. So it's great. But so I was in the kitchen of my parents' home looking for a measuring cup because I was going to have something to eat. And I was a little bit of a troubled teen, I guess, when I was young. And so I think my parents are still kind of jumpy. Maybe my dad has a little PTSD or something because I got in a lot of trouble when I was left alone. And, but I'm middle-aged now. So I'm in there in the kitchen and I'm looking for a measuring cup. And, it's not easy because my mom's an antique dealer, so there isn't any kind of regular furniture. Everything weighs, a minimum of 80 pounds and is made out of dark oak. And and there's no like regular tables with drawers and shit in them. It's like always some complicated system of repurposed milk jugs and like an antique flower dispenser. So it's impossible to find any fucking thing in their kitchen. But anyway, so I'm trying to find this measuring cup. And my dad's like, hears me in there and he's like, what are you doing in there? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm looking for a measuring cup so I can measure my ice cream. And I have to tell you, I never wanted to live long enough to hear myself yell that sentence out. I mean, that I'm looking for a measuring cup to measure my ice cream. I have tattoos, like I was in the mosh pit. I shaved my head. I pretended like I hated Madonna, to impress a lot of people that are dead now. To be cool, only to live this long and to utter that sentence was, it was horrifying. But anyway, I needed the measuring cup, and my dad's like, "Oh, Laura, just eyeball it." And I was like, eyeball it? Do you eyeball it? Do you think that every Saturday at 9 a.m. I would go sit in a room with a bunch of other women and like one dude and, only to watch everybody's crestfallen faces when they find out that, thank you, that one Twinkie has 6 servings in it? If I could just fucking eyeball it, you eyeball it, motherfucker. So, and then I did think about it. And, I also, back in the day, I was an intravenous drug user. So either way, whatever, hard ice cream, hard drugs. My stepdad's spoons are fucked. I get it, but I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you,
Yo,
Laura.
yo, yo.
I like that. I still thank you, Josh, for being in the background. I always like when you two are performing, someone's in the background just like lounging or doing chores. I love it. Or measuring ice cream. I don't know. I think I should probably measure this ginger beer. Very, very strong in ginger. I think I'm gonna hurt myself. Ralph is saying Twinkies now. We all do, Ralph. They don't make them anymore, right? Do they? Do they still make them?
What?
I hope so.
I don't know. I thought they quit making Twinkies. Maybe that's just a Mandela
I don't
effect.
know. I know they have some Twinkie-like products at Aldi. If anybody's.
Yeah, they make Twinkies.
They make Twinkies. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Fun Simulation podcast. Next week we will be talking about other little Debbie snacks that go better with ginger beer than Twinkies. Christ, it's ginger beer is horrible. I'm just going to go back to hard alcohol. That's what I'm going to do in the next hour.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Our next meeting coming up, I think it's their first time here, which is pretty cool to have a first timer. I'm looking for them on the camera. This is so hard to find, everybody. Wait, I don't see. Oh, there they are. He's waving. Waving helps. Thank you. Thank you. Mason Schnell.
Thank you, everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So I don't really know how to start shows, so we're just going to get into this. The sure sign that you're giving a girl a really good dicking is that she has trouble walking home the next day. And that's why I pick up women at the prosthetic center. So my ex-girlfriend is now dating a firefighter because she gets really turned on by smoking hot bodies. So they ended up breaking up, though, because he wouldn't bring any of the victims home. So once in a while, my girlfriend spoils me and let me put in her special hole. And I realize that might make some of you guys jealous, but that's the benefit of dating a heavy smoker. Okay. It's getting really rough. So, yeah. So my grandma has Alzheimer's and it's really bad. So whenever I come to visit her, she always assumes that I'm her husband. And once she realized the error in her way, she says, "Oh, like you have the same hair, the same eyes, but a better tasting cock." Yeah. So getting a blowjob from a homeless woman cost me a pretty penny. I used to always think that I was a schizophrenic because I'd hear this demon voice saying, "Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself." My mom was always good at impressions. Whenever I'm walking around the mall, I always see rich people walking around with these dog purses, and I always get really upset that I can't find a taxidermist website. All of my girlfriends in the past have been like Great Danes. They're tall, they're beautiful, and they're never more than 11 years old. Hypothetical question for the audience here. If someone with Parkinson's uses a vibrator, the vibrations cancel out and it just becomes a dildo? This is not my audience, but I'm gonna keep going with confidence. So, yeah. So I always love young children. I mean, they're bald heads. They can't really talk. The Make-A-Wish pamphlet on their shoulder. All right. For a question for the audience, who here, by a show of hands, had sex with a girl while she was on her period? Anybody? So you got a couple guys. I'm actually on the other side of that. I've never had sex with my girlfriend while she was on her period, mainly because she hasn't gotten them yet. Oh, wow. This is, yeah. All right. Well, that's it for me, guys. That's fun.
The 90s are back. I told you. The 90s are back.
The 90s. That's how you respond.
I'm gonna go into a riff real quick, just because I think it's relevant. Has cancel culture gone too far? I say only when you can't punch up to me anymore. That's it. Just as a white guy, just stop before. Like I just want to be able to be able to start punching sideways. Like we could all punch sideways soon. If you don't know what punching up means, that means only making jokes about people from a place of higher privilege. There's a very scientific formula to it. As a community, we come together and form a consensus and cancel people accordingly. For example, I can't make jokes about women, not even white women, because I'm a man and I'm not black. So I don't make the rules. I was trying to figure out as a straight white guy, who can you punch up to? And I figured it out. It's just rich people. That's all that's left. That's why there's so many middle-class white comedians that love communism. That's what I see all the time. Landlords. So, I don't know, man. So like, here's one thing that I'll say. If you got your stimulus check, you can only punch up to people that made too much to get a stimulus check. That's a good standard rule of thumb. On that note, I'm going to bring up, very excited to bring back to the room, big fan of the simulation, big fan of the mic, Pratik Srivastava.
Yo. What up, everybody? Hells yeah. Yeah, I used to help out with this mic, and then it took a break, and it's been a while since I've been here. And I have to say, Mark, what the hell happened to this mic? God damn it! It's been a hell of a mic so far. We've learned about testicles and suicide and blow up dolls and strip clubs. So it's typically like every other open mic. Okay, there's not too much of a change here in Zoom comedy land. We're doing it on Zoom, which I know a lot of people judge. They're like, oh, Zoom comedy is not as, and I love it. It's always comics who shit on Zoom comedy. Like, I don't do Zoom comedy. I do real comedy. Come see me tell jokes in the back alley of Uncle Julio's while the cars go by. That's real comedy. But get this Zoom comedy shit out of here. I don't do that. And you know what? It's all lesser than. That's all this is. This is all just a way for us to not talk to our families. That's all this is. All right. That's all this is. And I know that because I've been quarantined with my family since March of 2020, you guys. That's all. So every dinner is an awkward Thanksgiving dinner. That's all it is. And here's our thing. I tried not drinking for 2020. So I picked a hell of a year to try to do detox. And meanwhile, is my family supporting me for this sobriety run? No, they're drinking all the time. And I know this because I control the fucking Instacart. Yeah, and I see what they're ordering. You know what my middle-aged Indian parents are ordering? Just 10 bottles of rosé all the time, every day, just 10. That's too much rosé. Why is my Indian family drinking like a bachelorette party from Connecticut? What the fuck is going on there? Why are they doing that? It's bad. I did break my sobriety fast on New Year's Eve, right at midnight. I started drinking. I drank champagne. Then I made myself Moscow Mules. And then my family who drinks and double fist rosé is concerned. They're like, oh, Pratik, you should slow down. I'm like, hey, I'm not going anywhere. What am I going to do? Get a DUI going up the staircase? Get the fuck out of here. No, that's not going to happen. I made it up the stairs DUI free, though. Give it up for Johnny Law staying away from Pratik Srivastava. Fuck Johnny Law. Am I right? Am I right, Mark Hornbeck? Am I right? What do they call you in the theme song? What does he say? The well-hung Hungarian? Mark, by the way, Mark says he's a straight white man, but Mark works in IT. He likes spicy food, and he has a wife who works at University of Chicago. He is a better Indian than me, ladies and gentlemen. Mark is doing it right. My family is proud of Mark Hornbeck. They are not proud of me. It's okay, though. We will talk about that later. That's fine. It's good to be here at Zoom Comedy. This is you know what this feels like right now? This feels like a timeshare presentation. Like we're all here, but we're just waiting for the free thing at the end. That's it. But thank you for being here, guys. I think that's important. We're supporting the arts, and we're all looking good while doing it. I think it's important to look good right now. I'm looking good. I like my beard. I know people like to make fun of it. My parents were worried that, oh, Pratik, you have this beard. Everybody's going to make Al-Qaeda and terrorist jokes. White people can be racist. And I'm proud to say, and I'll admit this to all of you in this mostly white audience, no white person in 2020 has called my beard an Al-Qaeda beard. So give it up for white people for having some restraint. How about that? How about that? And I'm not just talking about Zoom comedy, all right? Because I had to volunteer at a VFW hall from April to June of 2020. And a VFW hall is white people Mecca. White people pray in the direction of VFW halls. They love their fucking bingo nights. And everybody did not mock me for their beard. The only people who have mocked me for my beard and called me a terrorist are other Indian people. Yes, my own race are the only people that mock this beard. And I figured out why, Mark Hornbeck. I figured out why. You know why? Because they have some patchy ass beards and some receding hairlines. So if you meet another Indian person out there, because Indian people don't do comedy, apparently, right? So if you meet another Indian person and they make fun of Pratik Srivastava's beard, you know what you tell them? You tell them, hey, where is your receding hairline? Where is your patchy beard? And you tell them Pratik Srivastava beard is made out of wonderful stuff. You know what this beard is made out of? Wario's pubes. That's what this beard is made out of. I'm smuggling Wario's pubes and Captain Lou Albano's body hair. That's what I'm smuggling in this beer. That reference was from Mike O'Keefe, you guys. I think I'm done here. I'm hosting a mic in this beard after the show, so check it out. Fun simulation. Keep going. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pratik. Nice to see Pratik. Nice to have Pratik back in the room. Oh man, I do work with a lot of Indian people. I really do. It's not.
Tell them about Kim Thale's dad.
Yeah, I also currently worked with a lot of Indian people, including Kim Thale, the guitarist from Soundgarden's father. Yeah. I could tell that story real quick. I might tell it later. I want to riff on something that Pratik was talking about. Anyway.
Okay.
I do work with a lot of Indian people, and a couple of weeks ago we had our holiday party on Zoom, which you do these days. That's the safe way to do it. And we did a white elephant gift giving, and it was not a lot of Christians doing this. Not a lot of people familiar with either Secret Santas or white elephants. So we made it about halfway through before somebody knew they could steal gifts from each other, and that somebody and I just threw the chaos into it, and I stole from an upper level manager.
Yeah.
Everybody freaked out. And I'm like, that's the point of it. What you have is not safe. We're supposed to just keep screwing with each other. And then they said, well, can you steal from managers? Sure as hell can. That was really an interesting thing. I have a cup holder for my couch. Like I'm in a fucking car. That's what I got out of it, which is awesome. It smells like rubber. It's in the box because it smells so strongly like rubber. It was bought on the great company Amazon.com's website, the greatest company that's ever lived. Also,
Rainforest Cafe is pretty good.
Rainforest Cafe also we are streaming on Twitch right now, which is an Amazon subsidiary. Good way to get me canceled as well.
Big ups to Bezos.
Big up to Bezos if you're watching, Jeff. Like the All Hands last month, that was really fucking cool. Also, Pratik was talking about doing comedy in weird spaces, and one thing where I like to see comedy. If you like to see headliners performing in strange spaces, go to music festivals that have a comedy stage. Please.
Yeah.
Like I saw in New Jersey on the Jersey Shore, I saw Hannibal Buress performing in a very small banquet hall with no chairs. Everybody just sat cross-legged and watched Hannibal Buress perform. And then they booked him for the next year, and he decided to come back, and it was even better. He performed under an overpass. That's where the comedy where they were competing with brakes for buses going overhead with very heavy tires. It was awesome. Then the music festival got canceled. I wonder why. I wonder if people were not
because they were punching down. That's why it got canceled.
They were punching down. Janine Garofalo was there too. That was really fun to see her.
Reality bites, Janine.
These are all regulars of Fun Simulation once we go back.
Hey, Hannibal did it once. Yeah, he did
one time and probably regrets it.
And who did a longer set than Hannibal that night?
Not that night. No one did a longer set than Hannibal that night. Yeah, I didn't light him. He did about he did 16 minutes. The longest that we ever had in our in-person mic was David Gavry.
Yeah,
who showed up, was the only person who showed. We had 3 hosts and 1 performer. In the middle of a blizzard, we all hosts made it. 1 person showed up, and we went host, Gavry, then host, and we didn't like Gavry. And he went.
Oh, you said light, not like. Okay.
That's how long someone will go if you don't like them. I've discovered. So just
he plays poker now.
He plays poker,
and he's a father.
Right. We're gonna keep rolling, guys. This is great to reminisce about in person. Once this coronavirus will mutate into just a very cool, unharming disease. I have a feeling it's gonna mutate and become any day now, any day, probably right after the inauguration. That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, baby.
Coming up, please welcome friend of the room, Andrew Shankland.
Yeah.
All right, hello everybody. I can't see my the time, so you can cut me off if I run too long. I'm looking at a note on my phone. There's a lot of confusion about what the word cuckolding means. A lot of people say cuckolding means when a man likes to watch another man pleasure his wife. I want to clear that up. Cuckolding is what you call it when I'm the little spoon, okay? That's what cuckolding is, everybody. Cool. I'm a Christian. People make assumptions about my religious beliefs all the time. They're like, Andrew, you know that all the parts of the Bible condemning homosexuality, it's a translation error, and they're really condemning pedophilia. I'm like, hey, just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I've read the Bible. A little hacky, I think. Some people, they have sex on the first date. Can you believe this, folks? It's like, if you have sex on the first date, what are you going to save until marriage? Okay.
Andrew, your camera's off.
Oh no. Well, you can hear me. I make the same facial expression for all the jokes.
I'll try to tell you a joke. I can try to, you know.
Okay. I kind of have a thing for divas, like Beyonce, Ariana Grande. The list goes on. And one thing that I think is interesting is that a lot of gay men like these women as well. And it's like, why are you wasting all your time having sex with two?
What happened?
Is he in a wind tunnel?
Andrew, I think you're under an overpass with Hannibal right now. I don't know. Andrew.
All right, I'm on
We have pictures.
cellular. Is that anything now? I'm on cellular.
From what year?
Is that an improvement? Yes or no?
We could hear you, kind of, yeah.
Okay, well, the fact that I saw Michael Keith say I sound like a robot did hurt deep. Okay. So, people say Bush did 9/11. It's like, of course he did. He was competing with The Sopranos. You got to do something to keep up with that. It's the best television show of all time. Good. My family has a female dog. We have a female dog, and our female dog prefers the company of men, which I think is great because that means she is not like other girls. That's right. My parents make her have bangs. The dog has bangs, folks. Okay. I don't like that.
1 minute.
Okay, bye.
No.
That's good enough. I'm sorry that my internet was bad. Bye.
That was a very sorry. That was a very nice bedroom set. I liked it. That was
no.
Our first AI performer of the night. We're working through the kinks. Thank you, Andrew. Stick around for the fastest minute. Try to steal your neighbor's Wi-Fi, I guess. I don't know the best way to handle that. We have a pretty good connection, so it's pretty odd. I'm not sure the best way. Okay, I got to go back. Our next comedian, performing from Chicago, though he's normally not here, but just passing through, just dropping in while he's on the road into the Chicago mic, like he has done in the past in person, more than Laura Hug, which is very strange. Please welcome Josh Giordanato.
Yo.
Yeah. Hey there. Yeah. I gotta talk to Shanklin later because I've heard about this phone. I was actually looking to upgrade to the Samsung tin can. Heard a lot of good things. Yeah, I have. You know what? I'll just put it out there. I have a New Year's resolution. It's kind of an abstract New Year's resolution. It's a little different than like a concrete one where you know if you're sticking to it or not. This is, more of a judgment call whether or not I feel like I'm doing this so far. What I decided in 2021 that I want to live each day like it's my last. So for me, that means panicking, weeping uncontrollably, calling everybody I know to tell them I love them, not bathing or paying bills ever. So follow your dreams. I wasn't going to talk about this, but it came up, so I'll talk about Twinkies. There are Twinkies now, and it might be confusing because they did stop making Twinkies. It was in 2011 or 12, the Hostess announced we're going to stop making Twinkies. That's it. We're done. And there were like news stories. A bunch of people freaked out and like stocked up on all the Twinkies they could, right? Because there were never going to be Twinkies again, which you can do with Twinkies because they last like a notoriously long time, right? And but then they brought them back. There was some kind of clamor in the snack cake community. So they brought him. I didn't catch those protests. I don't know, I don't know what the signs said, white cream filling matters, something like that. But, anyway, so they brought him back. And I guess, I have been thinking about it recently because I think we're about to experience that same thing in this country with abortions. Which I don't know how you stock up on abortions, I guess, buy a couple of cases of Plan B pills, but how long do those keep? Not as long as Twinkies for sure, but and they'll bring them back, they'll bring abortions back. You figure Neil Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Amy Coney, but they've got another 30, 40 years. So yeah, in like probably, 2055 or something like that, they'll bring abortions back. So, get them while they're hot. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited about the Joe Biden presidency. I don't really want Joe Biden to keep the promises he made on the campaign trail because he didn't really say anything that special. I want Joe Biden to keep the promises of what Donald Trump said Joe Biden would do. Like Joe Biden, if he's elected, he's going to take away all your guns. It's like, yes, I'm on board. And then Donald Trump said, if Joe Biden's elected, he's going to hurt the Bible and hurt God. Which, that Bible, a little too big for its britches. I think it could take it down a notch. And God, somebody's got to do something about that guy. So fingers crossed. All right, thanks.
Yeah, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Let's keep this. I have to say that so many times per week so we can keep a nonprofit status. I don't want to pay tax on the lucrative deal we made with Disney Plus. This is the number one live streaming show on Disney Plus and Rainforest Cafe's own Rainforest Cafe's Twitch.com. We're gonna keep rolling. Next meeting coming up. Dead Air Dennis Mailer.
Woo, yay, it's me, everybody. Whoop-de-doo. All right, let's talk about this. If you know me, I own a dog now, and she was unfortunately attacked by another dog last week, so she has like 4 stitches in her head and a couple stitches in her ears and stuff. And here's the thing, she has to wear a cone so that she doesn't, mess with her stitches. Here's the thing about the cone. I can't tell if this is a proof that she's an idiot or if she's really smart. Hear me out. She has a cone on, and she constantly just keeps walking into stuff. So you would think that she's just uncoordinated and dumb. However, I think she's just ramming it into the walls the same way the velociraptors from Jurassic Park kept running into the electric fence. She's testing it for weaknesses. It's either she's a dumb dog or a clever girl. Jurassic Park references don't fly. Cool, got it. I've been I've received the COVID-19 vaccine, and don't applaud for that. That's not because I'm special. It's not because I'm someone important. It's literally because I'm in a medical research study for the COVID-19 vaccine. Right? I'm not an important. I'm not into. What is the wording I wrote for this? I am not important. I'm not indispensable. Fuck. I can't remember what the word is. This is why I write things down, but it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. I'm not important. I can be like they're not trying to save my life with the COVID-19 vaccine. They're just okay if I die from the COVID-19 vaccine. That's what this is basically what I'm trying to say here. Like I'm the canary in a coal mine. That's what they're doing. They're like, oh, you have heart disease and you're overweight? Try this out because we got other fat, bad heart people that we want to give this to that are more important than you. Here's the thing about the COVID-19, taking the vaccine. I was talking to other comedians about this, and one of them objected. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know if I'm going to trust that vaccine. I'm like, I don't know, dude, you gonna trust $750? He's like, is that how much you're paying for this? I'm like, no, it's a research study. They pay me to take the what's wrong with you? No, they're paying me $750 for it. He goes, yeah, man, I just don't trust vaccines. And I looked at him, I was like, you wait tables and you're homeless. I'm okay without your opinion. And with that one sentence, half the room already knows who it is I'm talking about. So I should probably move on from this. But I don't know. Here's the thing. With COVID-19, there are side effects, and one of the side effects the only side effect that I experienced with the vaccine was fatigue. And I'm well familiar with fatigue because I had 2 heart attacks and a stroke a couple years ago. And by the way, don't worry. The stroke was caused by the surgery to stop the second heart attack because science. So I have heart disease. I have a damaged heart. I get fatigued very easily. So I'm well familiar with the side effects or the feeling of fatigue. Here's the thing about fatigue when you have a heart issue. It's a very uncomfortable position to be in. Example. All right, let me put it like this. I've now become the guy in the commercials where you hear the voiceover go, ask your doctor if you're healthy enough to have sex. No, I'm not at times. When I'm fatigued, it's because my heart is not healthy enough for sex at times. That's a very uncomfortable. It's like this. Here's how comfortable it is. Imagine you're having sex with somebody, and in the middle of it, they had a heart attack and died. That's, needless to say, uncomfortable. But the bright side of it is, what are you going to tell everyone after the funeral? Killer body, right? However, if you're like me, and you end up having having to go to the hospital with chest pains when you're masturbating, that's the literal definition of dying alone. I'm dead or Dennis Mallor, and I don't want to die alone. Good night.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want you to die alone either. Thank you for being that guinea pig. We're all depending on you. And if you're having trouble remembering your jokes, just do what Ralph Anthony does and just write them on the whiteboard right now.
Yeah.
Everyone can see it. No, that's the fun thing about Zoom comedies. No one knows when you're checking your notes or if you're reading from a joke book. I have so many joke books. I have not written a joke ever. Our next meeting coming up. Please welcome, very excited for Mike O'Keefe.
Hey, everybody. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me. You mentioned the Rainforest Cafe. I live like 3 blocks from the Rainforest Cafe. They're trying to sell it now. And all I want to do is get my eyes on that one sheet that the real estate agent has. It's like, it's 100,000 feet of retail space. There's a gorilla on top of it. You buy this thing. It's very important. I've been quarantining this entire time. I've barely left my house. I'm trying to get more grateful during the core. I'm not a grateful man. For example, for my 30th birthday, my girlfriend got me a bicycle. And when I got the bicycle, my first thought was, if anyone sees me riding this bicycle, they are going to admit that I have a bunch of DUIs. This is multiple DUI face on a bicycle. I'm not grateful because I had too good of a childhood. The only bad thing that happened to me in childhood, I was in 7th grade. It was a basketball game, and the referee told me to put my arms down because everyone was freaked out by my hairy pits. And that is a weird thing to say to someone who's not currently playing in that basketball game. That is not. Listen, it was church league. Shut up, Father Jerry. You are a jerk. You don't call 3 in the key enough. I'm honestly grateful nothing good to me has happened since quarantine started. Imagine having a good quarantine, then having to talk to real people once this is done. Every single conversation would just be like, yeah, I'm really sorry about your grandma. Do you want to have the funeral on my boat? It goes fast enough that it'll wipe our tears right off our faces. I won't even charge you for it. I know you lost your job, so that'll be good for you. That's why I'm happy. The best thing that happened to me the best thing that's happened to me the entire year was that I saw a really big turtle. That's the best thing that's happened. It was big. It looked snappy. It was on Instagram, and I saw it, and that's what matters. It was a good turtle. I've been here in my palatial estate with my girlfriend. Found out recently I'm not my girlfriend's best friend because she said to me, Mike, you're not my best friend. And I think that was nice of her to let me know. She said it a couple of times. It's to the point where I'm going to write in my will that at my funeral, she has to tell everyone that I was not her best friend. Just a whole day of people being like, I'm so sorry for your loss. And then she has to go, he was not my best friend. Well, listen, if you want to see the waterworks come in a couple years where Carly is in the box, I'm not shedding I'm not raining out of my eyes for old number 4 over here. You know, that's what we're doing. You can go ham at a funeral for a loved one, though. You really can. My dad passed in 2019. He gave me a real nice head start on 2020 by passing away in 2019. But this was the opening line of my eulogy for my dad. My opening line was, hey, please don't embarrass me in front of my dad. Huge laugh. Like, the only thing that would have been worse if I would have been doing that when I said it. Also, my second line was, I'm Mike O'Keefe. Welcome to Jackass. That was my whole year. Got out of there. My name is Mike. Thank you guys so much. This was very fun and not as bad as everyone tells you Zoom comedy shows are. Beep, 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 beep.
Thank you, Mike. Look at that endorsement from Mike O'Keefe. Thank you, Mike O'Keefe. Thank you. Good to have you. Welcome to Zoom comedy, this hellhole that never ends. It never ends with quarantine. You know, I've made it through quarantine so far without getting COVID, and I'm not shaming anyone who does. You can't really help it, but I would feel like I let myself down because going into this, I thought I was already pretty good at not getting breathed on. Like, I thought that was my thing. So I'd be pretty let down that somebody breathed on me hard enough to infect me. So that's where I'm at with that. Our next comedian, I think you're from Chicago, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah, born there, but I'm in New York now.
Oh, what the hell? Oh my God, my promos are all wrong. My promos are wrong. Zoom comedy's falling apart. Please welcome from New York, Ben Miller.
Hey, yeah. Also, Mike, so sorry to hear that you were friend zoned by your girlfriend. It's always a shame, but it's also, I guess it's better that like you found out now as opposed to like at your wedding or whatever, you're like doing the vows and you're like, I'm so happy to be marrying like my best friend. And she's like, we're more pals. That's sort of how I see us. We're not really best friends. Yeah. Did anybody here lose their job because of COVID? Anybody? You're a poser. I'm sorry. You are. See, I lost my job last January like a real man. Yeah, I earned being fired. Not like all you entitled millennials. Yeah, I was actually sort of fired in a weird way. My boss called me into his office and was like, hey, Ben, so the company is running out of money, and so we're going to have to let you go in 2 months. They fired me in the future. That's... Yeah, it was just like hard for me to find motivation at my job. Because every time my boss is like, hey, you should do this thing, I'm like, what happens if I don't? Are you going to fire me again? I don't know how this works. Yeah, but so I worked for like a nonprofit, and we did a lot of like fundraising and stuff. So it was weird at like the fundraising events after I was fired, because donors would come in and be like, why should I give you money? I'm like, well, maybe if you give enough money, they'll hire me again. So please. please. Yeah, speaking of jobs and money and stuff, there's a lot of talk about like the wage gap between men and women, but I think something that goes less talked about is the wage gap between alpha men and shy guys like me. At my old job, I had like the same title and responsibilities as this alpha guy, but he made $10,000 a year more than me, or 25% more. Yeah. So women make 77 cents on the dollar, but shy guys make 75 cents. Yeah, and it's time for shy guys like me to speak out, but in like a very quiet and respectful tone. That's how we should speak out. Yeah, oh, you all know how there's like there are like labels on the back of like food and stuff that have like descriptions and stuff to try to sell the food. Like the most baffling one is that there's like a description on the back of like a water bottle where they try to sell you the water. It's like the most basic of all human necessities. I don't know if you've ever read the back of one of these water bottles, but they all sound like they were written by Jeffrey Epstein. They're all just like, this water, it's so fresh and pure and innocent. This youthful, innocent water that we've bottled up. And I'm like, should I even be reading this right now? And they're like, yeah, where do we get this fresh, innocent water? From a secret island. That's where we keep it. And I'm like, should I be calling the authorities? I don't think this is legal. All right, you've all been very fun. That's been my time. Thanks so much.
Yeah, Ben Miller, give that guy a raise or a job and a raise. That's like that's a if you get fired and then get a job that makes more money, that's just a promotion on your resume, right? Yeah. We'll get him up there in the high earners, and then he won't get stimulus checks anymore. That's the whole point, right? Make just as much money to get the stimulus check and not $1 more. Our next comedian coming up, holy crap, what is he wearing? Dan Wienko!
Dan, you're muted.
Are you muted? I thought I heard him. Dan, you're muted.
Oh, all right, here we go. Listen. What want to say? Hey, Mark, where you been, man? I got the timer, like you said.
Yeah.
And listen, I think we got a great team, man. I think we got a great team of comics here. I think we can do that thing that you want to do. The problem is I see about 18 to 23 headliners. Like that's what's happening here. But listen, what I think is that we can bring them in. We can do faster jokes. We can bring them in. Listen, we can feed people chicken wings, chicken nuggets. We could just, actually scratch the chicken nuggets. You know what? If they're eating chicken nuggets, they're not going to laugh. So fuck that. Just give them drinks. Listen, what I want to do is I want a chairlift comedy show. Okay. That's what I think we can do. And I think that if you and I team up, I got lots of ideas. We were talking last week about like how we're like new friends and, I know I'm not doing material right now. This is my chat with you. Like we're talking, like this is us like bullshitting. Like this is important is what it is. And, okay. So I'm going to tell you some ideas. Listen, I got an idea. I want to blog. I'm going to do a video blog with you as the manager and the financial support. And I can't decide if it's going to be called Don't Do It, Dan. Hi, I'm Dan with Don't Do It, Dan. Or maybe You Can Do It, Dan. Like, I feel like one of those weighs out better. And, oh, I forgot to tell you, this whole get up, this thing I'm doing, isn't that great? I am the embodiment of New Year's resolutions, okay? Like when you made a resolution and you said, hey, I better stick to it. This is what you need to think of, baby. Like we are going right down the path of succeeding in our resolutions. I found these short shorts, man. I didn't even have to coach to get these, man. Like these are just me. Don't mind the cats. Listen, what I want you guys to do a quick lap. Okay, do a quick lap. Think of some punchlines and stuff. Like we can have a hardcore comedy team, man. Like a track and field type javelin situation with like absolute aerial assault. And anyway, look, I see the 1 minute. We're gonna squeeze all the juice we can get out of this minute, okay? As comics, as friends, we are all friends. Do you guys know We're all friends here, right? Anyway, look, comedy is different these days, and I'm taking a coaching angle. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I want to be the coach that shouldn't have gotten hired. That's what I want to be. I'm going to be the coach that never should have gotten hired, and everybody's going to love me. The thing is that I'm the biggest loser in the room, but you guys don't need to know that. I'll clap you up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, I had 10 seconds left. What happened? What's with the bunk beds? Thank you, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dan Manco. One more time for Dan, everybody. We're trying to go full court press. I think in the second half is what we're going to try to do with this. All I know is that Dan makes 25% more than Ben. That's all I got out of that. I'll stop. Our next comedian coming up is from Portland. So is Dan. So we got Portland back to back. Very strange. I did that. It's a geography, Mike. I sort it. This is by where people live. Patty Mansbach.
Patty Mansbach. Oh yeah, Patty Mansbach.
Oh, guys, I have 3 of my coworkers. They're pregnant right now. Yeah, so everyone's like, "Oh, congratulations, congratulations!" I got new birth control this year. Nobody told me congratulations. That's fine. Whatever. I guess all times I have sex and I don't get pregnant. Where's my cake? Well, I'll tell you, before the pandemic, I got laid all the time. And by all the time, I mean like once every 3 months. So for me, that was like all the time. Yeah, afterwards, I'd be like, thanks, see you next quarter. Boop, boop, ba-doo, ba-doo, as I like skip out. I don't know. Does anyone have good news? I have good news to share. I learned what whippets are. Yay! Wow! Real fun. I got birth control and whippets. Come at me, boys. The vaccine is coming. I learned that whippets are different than poppers, so that's really cool. I also learned you don't put any of those in your butt. So I'm learning something new every single day. It's also very easy for me because I wasn't that smart to begin with. The only poppers I like are the jalapeno kind. Those are the best. During the pandemic, I've been like exercising a lot, but that's just because I'm better than you. You guys are eating. I'm getting like swole. That's what the kids say. I've gotten so swole that now I can do one whole singular push-up. So go me, I'm real strong, as also the kids say. I think it's a shame that they canceled the Olympics. They definitely would get the gold medal for the most improved. That's something I think they give out. I don't know. I am a millennial, so I don't get out of bed for less than 10,000 participation trophies a day. You guys see me all over. Well, yeah, they should have participation trophies. They're dope. I'm a millennial. Half participation trophies, half student loan debt. Actually, right in the beginning of March, Portland was doing like this dining month where it's like, deals at restaurants and stuff right at the beginning of March, right? And I asked this boy I had this major crush on if he wanted to go get dinner with me. And then he said no. And then boom, everything shut down and there was a global pandemic. Oh, I got my revenge. It felt so good, guys. I think I went a little bit too far. I didn't mean to cause the whole pandemic. I went a little far, I'll admit that, but revenge just felt so good. And now, you can see me now, because I have like 4 internet boyfriends right now. It is so much fun. Yeah, don't tell my mom, she wouldn't care anyway. But now, yeah, when I talk to all my internet boyfriends, I just be like, you can't abandon. Look what I did the first time. You don't know. I have more in me. Look what I did the first time. Don't ever leave me. Another thing. Now the Y2K bug. It's 21 years old, guys. It's old enough to drink in America. That's so cool. I'm so proud of it. I remember it was just a little twinkle in Al Gore's eye. Oh, okay. All right. I don't have any time for anything else. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Our next comedian coming up, you saw him earlier dancing in the theme song, our resident dancer, Ian Ryan Smith.
Yes, the resident dancer. I'm resident because I never leave. All right, that doesn't make any sense. So I've got some bold predictions for 2021. I'm talking, of course, of celebrity deaths. Yes, what celebrities are going to die? Prediction 1, the Queen. not my decision. She's got to go. She's old as shit. I mean, I'd be surprised if she makes it through this year. Like, what is she, like 90 something? I don't know. The old witch has got to go. Sorry, British people, but yeah, you're going to have King Charles. I'm sorry. And then followed by that is going to be Morrissey, Steve Morrissey. He's going to be really happy that the Queen is dead because probably his best album is going to come to fruition. The Queen is dead. And then he will die of happiness because he was never meant to be happy. Or I should say, he was never meant to be happy. And also Kanye. Kanye's going to die because he's going to he's going to get out of the sunken place and he's going to kick Rob Kardashian out of his head. And then he's going to realize that he's been living the past 10 years sharing a brain with Rob Kardashian, and he's going to blow his brains out. Like at the end of Get Out, when that guy who was sharing a body with Rob Kardashian blew his brains out. Anyway, I can see I'm losing you all. Yep. Okay. So let's talk about our current president. Well, our soon-to-be current president, Joe Biden. You know, he has a reputation for sniffing people, but I think it's just recently that people have a problem with that. And it's not because, like, he's president or something, but in the past, he looks like this.
Wow.
Look at that guy. That's a handsome dude. I'm straight and I would bend over for this man. I mean, look at him. Cutie. Just please sniff me again, Mr. Biden. Oh my God. It's so hot in here. So hot in here. All right. I don't have to do that one ever again. All right. So I'm on Tinder, not because I'm lonely, but because I need validation. And there's accounts where people say, hey, I'm not interested in hookups. No hookups over here. Fuck boys, swipe left. And those profiles always have the most lewd photos. It's like, not looking for hookups. Here's a picture of my tits, by the way. No hookups. There isn't more tits, but now I've got some ass in there. But yeah, no hookups. Fuck boys, swipe left. Here's a close-up of my asshole. No hookups, boys. No hookups. Okay. I see all of you are into the no hookups. You're swiping left on this fuckboy right here, as I can tell. You know, they can't all be gems. Maybe I should just stick to the making of memes instead. If you haven't already, go like the Comedy Meme War. It's my group that I started so that we could make memes about each other and about comedy. So join the battle, Comedy Meme War, all lowercase. It's public. Just join. Bye.
Hey, Ian, Ryan Smith. Biden would definitely sniff your hair. I think that's undeniable. You got very sniffable hair.
Only young Biden, though.
I like that. I like that you do. This is 2 weeks in a row you've promoted 2 different endeavors of yours. That's awesome. I like it. He's trying all the angles, folks, all the angles to win us back. Our next meeting is very funny. Please welcome Melissa McGillicuddy.
Thank you. Yeah, I would definitely let young Biden sniff me as well. Not old Biden, though. Not Grandpa Joe. We are learning so much tonight. Is no one concerned about all of the trauma that Gregory's baby is absorbing in its sleep right now? I mean, that is definitely children. Babies can hear this even in the womb. So your kid is fucked. I'm so sorry. I was looking for some ways to make extra cash the other day, and I ended up on Craigslist. Right? How could that go wrong? But I actually found something kind of legit, and I found this fertility clinic that buys women's eggs, and they pay really well. It's like $5,000 to $10,000, I don't know, per dozen. And I immediately was like, get them out of me. I am not using them. These loins were not meant for birthing. So I went to the website. I started filling out all the paperwork. And then I saw that they don't accept eggs from anyone over 31 years old. And I was 35 when I wrote this joke. So you do the math. But then I was like, who cares, right? Like, what is the difference between 31 and 35 in egg years? I mean, it can't be significant. Like, I still look pretty young for my age. So I was like, logically, that youthfulness has transferred to my eggs. If anything, a 35-year-old has their life together more, so they're more prepared to bring an egg into this world. So then I thought, like, okay, so if I was still gonna try to sell my eggs, right, like illegally, even though I'm 35 plus 2.5 years, what would I need, like, to get away with this, right? And so I was like, okay, well, first I need an ID that shows that I'm 31 years old. That's easy. I can hit up a guy I know from high school. He's still doing them. And I was like, maybe I should try to look younger. I don't know, pigtails. No, you're right. Sorry, I'm just like workshopping this out here together. Plus, I'm going for 31, not 13. Although 13-year-old eggs would fetch a nice price on the egg market. I think an ID is the only thing that I need. Like, how is that possible? This was too easy. Like, I can't possibly be the first person that has ever thought of this, right? And so I was just like thinking through it more. Like, I bet if I tried to walk into this clinic, right, and the lady working behind the counter is like, listen, you seem like a nice kid, but we've had a lot of people in here who are pretending to be 31 years old just so they can sell their eggs. And I'm like, wow, really? Who would go through all that trouble to get a fake ID? I mean, you've got to drive into the city and pay all those tolls and fight traffic. And good luck trying to find a parking spot. And she's like, who said anything about a fake ID? And I was like, yeah, let's move on, shall we? And she's like, look, we're going to need you to take this BuzzFeed quiz real quick just to prove that you're 31. And I'm like, yeah, cool, no problem, definitely. And then I try a distraction technique and I say, hey, is that Megan the pony that you're listening to? I love her. I was live streaming her cassette earlier today. And then I'm asked to leave the clinic at this point. It's fine. I egged the building on my way out. And you know, even though they didn't want my eggs, I knew someone else on Craigslist would. So thank you, eggdaddy69@yahoo.com for your generous donation. That was kind of a weird one, but thanks for sticking with it. Enjoy the rest of the mic. Thanks, Mark, for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa McGillicuddy. Hey, you know what? Well, I think Dan Wienko, I think he might have some plans for human eggs, regardless of age. I think he is going to breed a super comedian. I think we're going to make a test tube comedy baby. That's what Fun Simulation is all about. That's really weird, and that is playing with life itself, and that's what we do here because we are God. Please welcome Alicia Rain.
We are God. Am I not muted? Okay. So yeah, I feel like Dan Wienko was just like one whiskey-laced can of beer from being the coach of the Bad News Bears. I don't know if anybody else caught that vibe. He kind of said it out loud many times, but I decided to hit it home. He coached me to do that. I wrote a poem the other day, which was pretty exciting because the last time I wrote a poem was in high school. And I was a different person back then. Like I used to, like black eyeliner, just like, it was like permanent marker, like all around up to the eyebrows around my eyes. And, I got the nickname Raccoon. And it really had nothing to do with the fact that I also had rabies. So yeah, my poetry back then was a little different, you know, like everything was shattered and broken. And there are a lot of synonyms for the word black. And, you know, I was kind of like going through like a Nietzsche phase. And so like one of my lines was like, I looked into the abyss and I winked. Like, who do I think I am? You know? You know, but now that I'm wearing a sports bra under a nice business casual shirt, like my comedy is a little different. So I'm going to read you my updated comedy right now. Eggs, bread, tampons. Oh, this is a grocery list. Yeah, my face is like so red right now. Oh my God, I'm not at all embarrassed. It's the rosacea. I come from a small town in South Dakota, and it doesn't matter which one, because they're all kind of the same. Right? You know, like everyone either has kids or they have a lot of kids. You know, and they either have the names like Dallas and Austin, and they'll never go to Texas. Like they'll have a high adrenaline name like Chance and Chase, Ryder, and Hunter, and Danger. Yeah, it's a good one. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Studies in Cinema and Media Culture, which obviously meant that I was professionally able to steam milk. I'm Alicia Rain, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia Rain. Thank you very much. We're gonna keep going. I want to remind everybody, you can stick around for the fastest minute in comedy. We are well past our halfway point, so we are ripping through. We did have some late joiners, but they're also, I'm excited to see them too. Everybody gets to go up. If you come in late, I just add you to the back of the room. Maybe you're seeing on the live stream and you want to do a set, maybe not. Our next video coming up, please welcome Yanni.
What's up, guys? I went viral actually last week. I put a cooking video up on TikTok and millions of people have already gotten sick. So I'm all over the news. Let's see. Whenever I would misbehave as a kid, my parents would do the good cop, bad cop routine. So I remember once me and my sister, we got into a fight and we broke the TV. And my parents were pissed off. They're trying to figure out what happened. So my mom, she was being nice and understanding. She was being the good cop. And then my dad, he would plant drugs on me. So that was classic bad cop behavior. He'd pick up a bag of cocaine and I'd be like, Dad, you've got the wrong guy. The only thing I'm putting up my nose are pennies. On TV, they always show the good cop and the bad cop, but you never hear about the third option, the forgetful cop. That's my favorite. He's like, hey, dipshit, do you know why you're in here? The guy's like, I have no idea. And the cop's like, God damn it. My boss is going to kill me. I feel like whenever you meet a nurse or somebody volunteering at like a homeless shelter or something, people love saying, oh, you're doing the Lord's work. It's like, yeah, somebody has to do it. You know, maybe if God stepped up, we wouldn't have to be picking up the slack. I'm not the most religious guy. Like the only time I pray is when I'm hoping nobody sits next to me on a plane. I'm like, God, if you're up there, I don't care if the plane crashes. I just want to die with a little bit of elbow room. When crash investigators find my body in the wreckage, I want them to be like, wow, he looked comfortable. Voter turnout's a big problem in this country. In the last election, 40% of Americans didn't vote. And one of the states with the lowest voter turnouts is West Virginia. That's probably a literacy issue, so we shouldn't, poke fun. But I do think we need to make voting more convenient. We need to make it more accessible. We should incorporate it into things that people are already doing. Like if you're ordering food online, there should be a little box that says, "Would you like to add Bernie Sanders to your order?" We should make voting so easy, even somebody from West Virginia can figure it out. I also think there are too many old people in politics, right? Like Joe Biden is 78. Do you ever go to an old folks home, you look around in a wrinkled sea of elderly people and think to yourself, wow, these guys seem presidential. Most 70-year-olds don't even know how to use Google Maps. And these are the people we put in charge. And that's actually, I think that should be the test if you want to run for office. You have to get drunk in a strange town. We give you an iPhone. And if you can find your way home, you can run for office. And if you get lost, well, now you belong to the earth. I think we also need new rules about who can be president. I think presidential candidates should be in shape. So if you want to run for president, you have to run for president. So 8-minute mile minimum. And you have to stay in shape too. If you're out of breath, you're out of office. Last year, me and my girlfriend broke up. We had like a tough breakup. And I feel whenever you go through a breakup, all of your friends all of a sudden become relationship experts. After my breakup, my friends kept telling me, dude, if you want to get over her, you have to sleep with somebody else. But that's not how things work. You can't emotionally, replace someone like that. Like if my dog died, what, are you going to tell me to go out and have sex with another dog? That's not how it works. Me and my girlfriend, we'd fight a lot about chores. She thought I was too messy. And she'd be like, doesn't it bother you that your clothes are all over the floor? I'm like, if it bothered me, I wouldn't have put them there. And then she would call me apathetic, which didn't faze me. And then one time she said I was being obtuse. And I was like, how dare you use a word I don't know the definition of? All right, thank you guys. I am.
Thank you. I like that. I do think I like your test for the presidency. But I don't think Joe Biden needs an iPhone to get out of that town. He's like a bloodhound. He can smell his wife's hair from like 5 miles away. He's just sniffing the ground and he'll get his way home, baby. He knows how to do that. There's a reason he smells. It's memory inducing, and then he'll never forget anyone he's sniffed. It's almost haunting. Our next community coming up has never been sniffed by Joe Biden. Please welcome Being Vigilant.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie. I really like your president joke, but I think it's old is okay as long as they can make decisions, right? Because it's advisors, really. They're the one making decisions. So the presidential test at the senior home should be see if this guy, the old folk can make decision which good diaper or bad diaper. If they can make good decisions, then it's good. All right, all right, moving on. Sorry. So my name is Ying. I'm looking for Yang. Okay, by that I mean Yang is anybody who has a Mr. Peter down south. Wow. Okay, that's kind of a little tricky because a few weeks ago, I was taking a Zoom comedy workshop about clean comedy. So I already know what's clean, right? I do like no F word, no swearing, no, C word, whatever. But the nuance that I learned is that no racial references, no LGBT content, and no fucking single mother thing and divorce. Nobody want to hear that. I was like, whoa. And when I think about it, that killed 90% of my comedy. So of course I can now say by young, I mean anybody who has a penis, that's not a clean comedy. So I have to get my replacement, Mr. Peter down south, guys. All right, that's some introduction. I think the Facebook is spying on us. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Some kind of thing going on, because ever since I started doing Zoom comedy, I was using this room, and then maybe shows Zoom picture of my plant, the house. Then the Facebook is sending me on my feed, on my personal news feed, this group suggestion. So last couple of weeks, and like a month now, about why your house plant looking so weak and sad? Join this group. I'm like, what? Yeah, like I felt like really insult. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, they oh God, it's like they're trying to say I don't take care of my plant. I'm looking at my plant every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like water. I'm not watering them or something. If Facebook really wants to help me, maybe I should start just posting every day. I'm looking for young, so they can send some man to my house or something. To maybe I should do that if they really want to spy on me, because I have not ever said that on my Facebook. All I said is on Zoom, okay? But I don't post it anywhere. All right, that doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, and I really happy that I have a 17-year-old son. I think that's a secret that keeping me young. I heard so many single mother kind of like, oh, disaster! You got teenagers around the house. Like, no, because ever since my son started going to high school, he started calling me bruh. I was like, good morning, bruh. And like, can I drive your car, bruh? I was like, wow. Yeah, I know. So like to keep up that kind of a title, bro, I pick up rap music just to keep up with him. Pick up a lot of stuff, like teenager stuff, just to keep up. But the only time my son called me mom is like, hey, mom, what's for dinner? Dinner ready? So I'll just say, oh, I don't know, bruh. Maybe you should cook for yourself, bruh. Okay, that's my time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ying Vigilant. They are obviously spying on us on Facebook. I posted this in a status the other day. I don't know how many people saw it, but I got recommended for treatment for pseudobulbar effect, which is what the Joker had, which made him laugh uncontrollably at inappropriate things. So my phone is listening to this open mic. It's obviously hearing way too many. God. Or it could be crying uncontrollably. So it's hearing me on the toilet at 4 a.m. Thinking about life. That's that. It could be one or the other. I'm not sure. Our next meeting coming up, getting a very dry intro, but he'll do fine. Jim Temple.
Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm broadcasting from Halifax, Nova Scotia, up here in Canada, and I've never been to Chicago, but I hear you got big pizzas or something, so that's cool. That's unique, and you should keep that up and do what makes you special. Yeah, I haven't done stand-up in a bit, just from all these things going on. So forgive me if I forget the kind of format and the way to go about it. I'm gonna do my best here. Okay, can I get a suggestion from the audience on something that one might wear on their head? Looking for a suggestion on something. Oh, a fishing hat. Yep, thank you so much. Great. And can I get a suggestion on something you might find in a spray bottle in your home? Spray bottle in your home. Okay, great. Clorox bleach. Thank you very much. So I'm going to do a little skit here about a fisherman looking for his Clorox. Oh, I just got back from the fishing boat, and I'd like to clean my bathtub. And oh, there's my Clorox bleach. Thank you. I made that up on the spot. I'm very talented. Anyways, can I get a suggestion for mode of transportation? Did I hear a motorcycle? Great. Okay, so this is a little skit about a biker. Great. So yeah, I'm a biker. I like to bike around. I bike sometimes 2 wheels, 3 wheels, but I like to keep it between 1 and 4 because I'm a traditional biker. And sometimes I just sit in the McDonald's parking lot for hours with my friends, just chatting with our bikes. And they usually turn their bikes off, but I just like to leave mine idling, just because I'm a piece of shit. Anyways, hey, you want to check out my new tattoo? This is a new tattoo I got from the new gang I'm in. It's a new biker gang. It's called the Devil's Bikers. And I did there's a little skull guy there. and it maybe would make more sense if it was the actual devil, because I already got skulls on my hat, so maybe it's redundant that I'm doing this. But yeah. Anyways, I'm a biker. Thank you so much. That was a biker. Anyways, hey, I got anxiety. I'm a bad person to do mushrooms with. Thank you. I not because I freak out, but because when other people freak out, I yell, "Have a better perspective. We spent $40 on these things. Get out of the porta potty and eat this lawn grass with me. Or else I'm gonna start putting in snakes through the vent holes." Anyways, I'm very red now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Jim Temple. We finally saw nipples tonight. That was the whole point of this mic. Nobody outdoors, but definitely 2 nipples of a man. That is on my bingo card for tonight. Thank you very much from Nova Scotia. That's up in Canada. That's up there. They do stand up a little bit different. We do pizza different in Chicago. They do stand up a little bit differently. Mixing it up. Canadian style stand up. Our next comedian from the West Coast, please welcome Gary Hughes.
You stupid boy. Hey, I just moved into a new apartment, and this morning, like, my stove wouldn't come on, and I was pretty upset. I couldn't get my coffee, so I had to go out to get my coffee, and all day I didn't get no food because my stove wouldn't come on. So finally, the superintendent comes later on in the afternoon, the evening, and I'm like already upset, like about to tell him off, and he just cuts the gas on, and he's like, "There it goes," and I was like, "Oh, thank you." It was an idiot moment, because it was like that moment when your car doesn't start and you call AAA and he just comes and say, "Hey, your battery's not connected," and I was like, "Oh, my bad." I'm a collector of things. I have a few things. I have a Super 8 camera. This is a Super 8 camera. My girlfriend loves that I collect these things. She loves I collect that. This is the part she doesn't like, that I collect stuff. So I have a lot of Playboy magazines I collect, right? These are just for the, she don't get, like, these are just for the interviews. Like, I just got, like, these are for the interviews. I love the interviews. The interviews are crazy. The jokes are crazy in Playboy. Hey, in Playboy, they got crazy ass jokes. I'm like, yo, this make me want to be a comedian. You feel me? I was like, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this all day. This is fun. And she just hates. I'm like, yo, there's no pros to cons to collecting things. All right. I'm a collector. This is what I do, baby. So just she go accept that. 2021 is gonna be the year I don't go to kickbacks, not because of COVID. Kickbacks, I realize they're very weird. Kickbacks, it'd be like 8, 9 dudes, no estrogen in the building, and they be drinking like beer pong beer, like Keystone or something like that. And it gets so weird because everybody's so buzzed, right? And they want to be very introspective. They start to say stuff like, "Hey, yo, would you ever taste your own semen?" And that becomes a group topic, right? And you think like somebody's gonna dismiss it, like, "Oh man, shut up." But people really start to give answers. Like, I don't know. It depends on if it's on my shoulder or something like that, or if it falls into my oatmeal. And I'm like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not fucking with these kickbacks no more. So every time my homie that be having these kickbacks, he'd be like, "Yo, you want to come through? We just chilling." I'm like, "Bro, what you do? Like, who's there? What y'all doing over there?" And, "Oh no, I'm not coming." No, because y'all always talking about semen tasting, and that's not cool. I'm not about that. Now, I'm not married. I have a girlfriend, but I was never part of, I'm a millennial, but I was never part of the ass eating era. I'm not part of that era. So I probably won't eat ass for the rest of my life, maybe. I did have a girl partake in my ass eating. So when I ask women if they get their ass eaten, I ask you if you be on your stomachs or on your backs, because this girl that did it to me, she was a power lifter, like in Vegas, and I never had my kneecaps touch my forehead in my life. She put my kneecaps to my forehead. It was just in my ass. And it was like, yo, this is not a pleasant experience. People told me this would be fun. This is not, okay, nobody want to talk about ass eating. I think if you do eat ass, I'm putting Kool-Aid on it, like, so I could just eat sour ass and just come out with colors. I think everybody should have like a color-coded asshole, so that instead of bleaching it, you just be like, you just see a blueberry mouth and you'd be like, yo, you got Jolly Rancher tongue. Did you just go eat Rihanna's ass You just ate Brianna's ass. He got Jolly Rancher tongue. Yeah, I didn't mean to make this set like this. Anyway, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you, Gary Hughes. I like that you said she was a power lifter, and then said from Vegas. Like powerlifting is like a stage show in Vegas. Like, oh yeah, man, you gotta go to Vegas, you gotta gamble, you gotta hit the buffets, you gotta see the female power lifters. It's amazing. I didn't know that was a draw. I'll check it out next time. Our next comedian coming up, please welcome Jolly Bean.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm free falling, said an NBA star in his last moment. And how do you define a good grandparent? A good grandparent is willing to help his grandkid faking sick note. And how do you check if someone cares about you? If that person doesn't have money, see how much money he's willing to spend on you. If that person has money, see how much time he's willing to spend with you. But that may take time to discover. So there's a much easier way. That's post as many pictures as possible on your Facebook story. If the person has the patience to scroll until the last one, yeah, I believe that person really cares about you. So, anybody likes escape rooms? I once volunteered for an escape room, and we got a complaint from a guy who came 2 days in a row. And the complaint says, today I brought my girlfriend trying to impress her, but unfortunately your usher ruined it all when he congratulated us he greeted us by saying, congratulations on your yesterday's successful escape. And I'm a trained singer, and I think everyone should get some voice training. That's not only for showing off, but your vocal cord is one of the slowest aging organs of your body. So that way you don't feel you're getting old. And also at this moment, the AI technology cannot simulate human voice. So you see, there's something we won't be replaced by robots. And actually, I have a friend whose biggest hobby is singing at home. So her husband bought her voice lessons as a Christmas gift. And obviously, she enjoys the voice lessons a lot because she left a 5-star review for the teacher. And the review says, no, when I sing at home, my husband always says, wow, you're in tune this time. And, I'm a very dedicated comedian. Like yesterday, my friend says my joke is not funny. So I just keep arguing with that guy until he admits it's funny. And also, I saw a comedian posted his joke on Instagram and asking for feedback. He gave 2 options. One is funny, the other is offensive. But how come he's missing the boring option, which is the one I want to choose? Okay, so on Christmas Eve, I was at Chinatown buying the roast duck hanging in the window. Not sure if you have seen this. You see, Chinese restaurants are still open on holidays. So that means even during the busiest holiday times, the Chinatown restaurants will still have their ducks in a row. I believe that's my time.
Yay, Johnny. Thank you. I just leading off with a Kobe joke. That was pretty crazy. Our next comedian coming up, put the baby to bed, Gregory Matthews.
Hello, everyone. The baby is asleep. The baby's in bed. I'm a great father. So I usually do this mic every week. I've been doing it for the last 3 months, and I missed it last week. And I'd like to say sorry to all my mom. And so sorry I missed last week. It was Christmas. it's a lot of work being responsible for perpetuating the massive worldwide lie that we tell to our children every December. It's exhausting. It is a ton of work. I can't imagine being religious and having to do this around the clock every day of the year in perpetuity. Catholics believe that Jesus was a carpenter born to a virgin who turned water into wine, died, and then came back to life. And now he floats around in the sky with his dad and some spirit who are three things, but also one. There's also QAnonymous, or QAnon as the hip lunatics like to call it. And they believe that a cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles is running the global child sex trafficking ring and plotting against US President Donald Trump, who is fighting the cabal. Now, these are both insane belief systems that have to be accepted on faith, as there's no direct proof that either of them is true. But at least with QAnon, you don't have to get up early on a Sunday. Am I right? Hey, everyone in the Zoom chat, clap if you've ever heard of NAMBLA. Clap for NAMBLA. Clap for NAMBLA. No one's clapping. I just wanted to see if I could get you to clap for NAMBLA. If you don't know what NAMBLA is the North American Man-Boy Love Association. This is an organization founded in 1978 by American David Thorstad and seeks to abolish age of consent laws. And I just think this group is abhorrent, disgusting, and disgraceful for including Canada and Mexico in this group. Hey, Essay, what's that all about? They easily could have just been AMBLA. There's no reason to include North America in there. Now look, I know that 85% of Canadians are married to a moose, but they are not perverts. And look, I know that all Canadian men can't get an erection without sticking their penis into a specially designed hole in a block of ice and freezing it into a boner, but they are not pedophiles. And look, I know that Canadians put gravy and cheese curds in their French fries, but they aren't. Actually, that's worse than pedophilia. Poutine is a human rights violation. Fight me, I'll die on this hill. I wrote all this material and I didn't know there'd be an actual Canadian for me to say that in front of, but I stand by that. This wasn't about NAMBLA at all. It was a ruse just to shit on Canadians because they are the last group of people that a straight white man can shit all over without any consequences. Mark, you forgot about Canadians. You were talking about just rich people. You can shit on Canadians as much as you want. No one cares at all. Jim, I don't know you. This is the first time we ever met, and I apologize fakely. Sorry for shitting on Canadians. No, look, it is, yeah. No, look, I'm just joking, Jim. You know I don't really hate Catholics, and I don't really hate Canadians. I don't really hate anyone. And I think it's disgusting that there are people out there who hate other people because of the color of their skin or their religion. Why can't we be better than that as a society and come together and all hate people who actually deserve it? Like the poor. That's my time. I'm Greg Matthews.
Thank you, Greg Matthews. And now I know why Facebook thinks I have that laughing disease. That's the stuff that did it. Those are the ramblings that gets laughs that it thinks I might need help, an actual drug to not have me laugh at things. No, I'm just kidding. Good stuff. Good to see you, Greg. Our next meeting coming up, Chicagoan Kate Cullen.
Hey. Yeah, to say something about what Greg was saying there is one group of people that we can always shit on: ugly people. That's right. I have this theory that ugly is the new black. And the reason is because, well, you'll always hear people say, say it loud, I'm black, I'm proud, or, Black Lives Matter, or, I'm here, I'm queer, whatever. You're never going to hear anybody admit they're ugly. I mean, over like 75% of the people in this world think they're above average looking. So it's like, for me, for example, I always consider somebody who's slightly less attractive than me is ugly. I even though I haven't had a date in years and my vagina probably has cobwebs, I still see myself as at least an 8. Okay. The rest of the world's just jealous. So I'm really, along those lines, you guys, a lot of people are, I'm kind of mixed about this corona vaccine coming up because I don't want to leave my house. I like going to Zoom mics because, I could be bombing, or maybe it's just a Zoom mic. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go back to work at the office because it's like, you go back to work at the office and they have like, and it's casual Friday, or ooh, if you make this goal, we get to wear jeans. It's like, I work at home now. I don't have to wear pants at all. Okay, I don't have to even brush my teeth if I don't feel like it. Although I do, because I like my teeth. I don't have to wake up any more than 2 minutes before I go to work. No, I don't want to have to like deal with that. And now it's like, I'm really glad that we are still in lockdown, because I won't have to use all of my sick time before the end of February, just because I'm depressed and I don't want to leave the house. So I'm really excited about that. I'm old. I'm 54. I'm gonna be 55 pretty soon. And I don't want to be old, you guys. It's like, I hate the idea of being old, but I don't want to die either. Actually, I do. It's like, I'm at this, I don't even know what I was going to say with that, but it's New Year's, and I really don't have anything else to say right now, except for the fact that, like I was saying before, I kind of want us to stay on lockdown in a way, because I don't want to leave my house. I miss people, but I don't want to leave my house, because seasonal depression is real. Sorry if I didn't get any laughs. Bye.
Yeah,
Canada.
Great, Colin. I like working remotely. I don't want to work in an office again in my life. And it's not because I don't want to leave my house. It's because you can't smell alcohol on Zoom calls. You can't. I might wake up smelling like booze, but I don't slur my words at 9 a.m. So nobody's catching on yet. Remote positions, reach out for watch out. I'm coming for you. Just kidding. Our next meeting coming up. Very funny guy, Tyler Fowler.
Oh, you guys. Wow, this is great. I love doing mics on Zoom because it's just like doing mics in person, where at this point in the mic, everyone's like, what the fuck are we doing here? I wish we weren't, which is so fun. I love that. I also like doing mics on Zoom, because seeing usually this many dudes this up close to their computer, I feel like I am the point of view of OnlyFans. I'm like, this is what it looks like looking back from the OnlyFans page. Cool. Thanks for changing tabs to be with us. That's fun. I don't like guns, not for any political reason. I just really don't like confrontation. Like, I got mugged over the summer. One of my friends was like, don't you think that would have ended differently if you were carrying a gun? I was like, yeah, he would have also gotten a gun. Like, now we've got a wacko on the loose with my phone, my wallet, and 2 guns, which is not at all what we wanted. I do think that gunman is going to be the last word that we find a gender neutral alternative for. It honestly might not even come up. It's always going to be a gunman, honestly, if the statistics tell us anything. I do think that that's one thing no one will ever correct you on. No one's going to be like, actually, we should all run for our lives because there's a gun person loose in the office, okay? Because gun person doesn't sound as threatening. If someone's like, oh my God, there's a gun person on the loose, like, that's only scary if you're at like an antique show. Then that's a bad thing. I don't know. I think guns have bad PR, because almost anytime you hear about someone getting shot, it's because of a gun. Sometimes it is, though, because of a human cannon at the circus. And in either case, it is because their parents did not love them enough. That is one thing that those two kind of shootings have in common. I have a lot of friends who are big into sports betting all of a sudden, and they always are like, dude, this bet is a lock. This one is 100%. And I'm like, dude, you have never had this much confidence in yourself. Like, where is this confidence coming from? I think what DraftKings should do is let me see the odds that you're going to get your life together and move out of your parents' house. That's some action that I would take. Let's have a look at that. Now you can kind of bet on anything, which I think is good, because there's that old cliche of like, oh, dad works late, always misses his kids' sports games. If the title to dad's car is riding on the swim meet, he's going to be there every time. And I think that's great. We got to incentivize these people to show up. We thought parents were intense at Little League games before. Like, now they're going to be like scouting out the other team. Like, look, I saw Skylar's TikTok. His hand-eye coordination is great. Okay, I'm betting on this team for sure. People bet on the election this year because when it was just people's lives at stake, politics was so boring. But I don't know how many people actually bet on the election. But the number one sign that you lost a bet is saying that the competition was rigged. That is for sure. Dead giveaway. I don't know. My favorite are seeing sports betting apps. The way that they advertise is like, oh, it's never been so easy to place your bets, but the house always wins. So they're basically saying it has never been so easy for us to take your money. Like DraftKings is basically like, you could lose your house without ever leaving home. Isn't that convenient? Try it out. My favorite are their billboards because they don't care if you're using your phone while you drive. They're like, you like taking risks? Prove it. Bet now. Risk your life and your paycheck. Who cares? Let's figure this out. I learned this year you can write off gambling losses on your taxes, which is great news for me. I'm trying to get money back for betting on myself. That's the angle that I'm going to take. We'll see how it goes. But I think that's nice. It's like, no, I didn't lose at the casino. I was a patriot at the casino. Okay, that's what I have going on. That's how woke I am. I'm not giving my money to the IRS anymore. It's going straight to the Navajo Nation through the blackjack table. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know. I just think it's if you pay your money to the IRS, there's no chance it's going to magically double. I think the smart, responsible thing to do is to gamble it away. What a nice positive note to end on, guys. That's going to do it for me. I'm Tyler. Thanks.
Yeah. Woo. Tyler Fowler. I love it. You were talking. I just want. This is a real thing that happened. I worked at a place that did stats for college recruiters to recruit like high school players and get information on them and stuff. And one feature we tried to build was finding recruits like Twitters and social medias. And we did it by basically just searching on Google for like Twitter, and then we would be like Twitter, and then the state they were from, and then their name. And it was great, but it just kept returning porn stars. That's all it kept doing. We were like, this is awesome. And then we were like, oh no, we can't do this at all. We're sending high school basketball coaches porn stars Twitter. Very inappropriate. It's a true story. Pratik worked with me at that job. So did Dan Weber. I hired them both. And then also a homeless guy that lived in his car. That's the three people that he ended up stealing a laptop. He couldn't get it back, but he left like a full suede tracksuit at the office. So he called it a wash. I don't know. Didn't want to get the cops involved. The CEO really liked the tracksuit. He fucking wore it. I'm not kidding. Okay. Our next comedian is going to win the day. Please welcome Mar McFly.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been going through a few things. It pisses me off when everybody's like, I know COVID, right? And I'm like, no, fucker. If you're complaining about 2020, my 2020 started November of last year. My girlfriend and I of 13 years came to a not so mutual decision to split. She packed her shit and left, and I was like, that's cool. But like we had just got a dog a few months before, so I feel like she abandoned our child. I like breaking stereotypes because I'm one of those guys who all right, so I'm Latino. Some people find that discomforting. I'm pretty big and tattoos, piercings, bald head. So like, I like wearing cute colors. Like I got a peach shirt on. I have a French bulldog. And like the stereotypes I'm trying to break is like I'm not in gang colors or have a pit bull. People who automatically assume that I should have a pit bull are like white women because they think we should adopt pit bulls. If a white woman adopts a pit bull, I think that's just her like way of saying she's not dog racist. It's like the pet version of I have black friends or a black boyfriend. I get scared when I walk my dog because again I have a French bulldog, but we're in the South Side, so everybody else walking their dog is a pit bull. Most people are like, oh no, I feel safe. My dog will protect me. My fucking dog won't protect me. He's like 25 pounds. It has to be tough enough for the both of us. I really should have picked like a better neighborhood to raise my dog in because I think he's hanging out with the wrong crew. Like he's adopting all types of personality traits of a pit bull. Like he stares people down, he growls at bigger dogs, and I'm just like, dude, have you seen yourself in the mirror? You are a French bulldog, and you don't have any nuts because I had you fixed. So like, calm down. That was awesome. That's all for me, man. Marmot Fly.
Thanks, Marmot Fly. My dog is also my dog is 20 pounds and very afraid of everything. We have a deal that if anything goes down, I drop the leash and he runs and finds a new family and then just remembers me. Just think fondly of me in the future. Find a new family that could take care of you. Maybe somebody into guns more. Maybe I don't know, but maybe a family with a bigger dog, a family with a bigger dog that could protect him. Like I can't. Oh Lord, we're gonna keep going. Our next meeting coming up from Chicago. Please welcome the very professional Kevin Kellum. Oh, you're muted, Kevin.
I'm unmuted. Okay, cool. What's going on, everyone? How's your 2020, whatever the fuck it is now? I don't even think it's fun anymore. It's just redundant at this point. I think calendars are mean. It's just like adding to it. It's just real bad. To me, it's like when you're losing your hair and the barber is just showing you the hair in your hand, like as it buzzes. Like I get it. Like there's already nothing here. All right, just take it all off. That's where I am with this year. Just spitting out ideas. I got laid off. I got laid off the other day, so that sucks. I got laid off from my my beloved radio job that I love very, very much. A radio station that does not love me as much as I love it. They have signed off on Kevin Kellum. So that is what happened. And I have this fun thing I like is radio is a brutal business that let you get laid off a lot or you get fired a lot. And I enjoy when they're firing me, that because I'm a comedian and a neurotic clown, that I have to make them laugh during the awkwardness of them giving me the worst news. Like the second the conversation starts with, this is the toughest part of my job. I was like, this is the toughest part of your job, dude? Come on, man. Stop it, dude. Come on. You're going to be doing blow with a record executive in 3 hours. I think you're fine. All right. like I had no problem with it. And then this boss who's a multimillionaire. He's doing it over Zoom and he goes, Are you joking? And like, he had no idea that I was trying to like crack him, and they had to make someone from our office watch the meeting. Like that's the corporate protocol. That person immediately knew what I was doing and was laughing. So here is me making no money. Here's someone making like 4 times as much money. And here's someone who decides that I'm a person in the company on a spreadsheet. Like, and me and 2 middle class people laughing at a very rich person who's disconnected from regular life. You know what I mean? And so he was just like, what? I mean, well, protocol means you have to return your key card. Do you have any equipment? I was like, no, I've been home for 7 months. I'll send you the key card. Do you want the t-shirts back? I have a lot of t-shirts. Like I asked him, like, do you want the t-shirts back? He's like, I guess you can keep the t-shirt. It was like, Kevin, you can keep the t-shirts. I was like, thank you for clarifying for the person in another city who doesn't know who I am, that they're ruining my life. So that was fun. It sucks. It sucks now because I've listened to the station since they laid me off, and I'm hearing things that they're not saying. All right. Like I'm hearing things on like, it's like for the next 45 minutes, it's commercial free. That's what you hear. Like when a radio station is like doing their drive time push radio, what I hear for the next 45 minutes, for the next 24 hours, for forever, we're completely Kevin free. That's all I hear. Like we have no fucking Kevin on this radio station. Here's Pearl Jam for the 45th time in the last 2 hours. So that's where my mind is. So that's fun. I've never wanted to murder someone I know on a first name basis in another city. So that's kind of a fun new feeling. So that's where I'm dealing with things. This is the same radio station that a girlfriend of 5 years broke up with me while I was on the air. while I was on the air, she broke up with me via text while she was drunk in St. Louis, Tyler. In fucking St. Louis. If you're gonna ruin my life, go somewhere nice. You know what I mean? You went to St. Louis. It's a city that grew out of a Walmart parking lot. All right, that isn't a fact, but you believed it when I said it. like that's where it is. This is bullshit. And then the thing is, when someone breaks up with you and you're on an alternative rock radio station, all of the songs that have been curated by this corporation are the soundtrack of the worst day of your life. Songs that are 25 years old are about what you are going through right now, Kevin. Right now. Green Day, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Not a real street, but you live on it now, Kevin. That's the street you're on. You don't get off that street. Oh, okay. Gotta get on air, Kevin. Gotta get on air. Here we go. Don't you fucking cry. Don't you cry. You know she's listening. Don't you fucking cry. You hear me? She doesn't get to hear you cry. Click. 101 WKQX. You just heard the band Pearl Jam with a song called Daughter. Daughter. That's cute. Daughter. Something I just found out I'm never going to have in my life is also the name of that song. Okay, we're gonna be at the O'Reilly Auto Parts today from 12 to 3. Go on, if you want to come out, you can get a free beer koozie. Just remember the phrase that pays is "fuck you, Lindsay." O'Reilly Auto Parts. All right, let's get back into the jams. Here's Blink-182 with "I Miss You." Who the fuck is picking the song? Mark, back to you, buddy. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Kevin. Very
Yes, sir.
unfortunate news. I want to point out something about Kevin. He has one of the most distinctive voices in Chicago comedy. I could be in the back room of a bar with my back turned and I could hear him getting carded and just know it's him. Like you can just tell that.
I'm
but
sorry.
But,
People,
but
who
then
live
I was
the-
listening-
people
but then the
imagine
thing is-
I don't know how to turn it off, Mark.
It's
I'm
that
doing these Zoom
distinct.
mics, like I'm still trying to bark into the back of Reed's.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's that distinct on Zoom and in the comedy scene. But then when I turn on the radio station that you worked for, there's probably 6 DJs and I couldn't tell you apart from any of them. They all sound.
The weird thing is the girlfriend's mom texted. We didn't tell them. We didn't tell them that it happened. It happened on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day, she's listening to the station and she texts and says, "Kevin sounds great on air." I'm just like, what the fuck? This is the worst fucking feeling in the world. But I genuinely did make them laugh in a meeting where they were firing me, which was very fun.
Nice going
Yeah.
out.
But they fired you on New Year's Eve?
They fired me on New Year's Eve. I didn't get fired. I got laid off. So,
Real quick.
and I did.
Kevin,
I did the.
guess
I did
what
the-
happens at midnight?
I get fired at midnight.
Didn't they make you work Christmas too?
What?
Did they make you work Christmas? Did you do the
Yeah.
holiday shifts? You
Yeah,
did the
I
holiday
worked through the
shifts.
holidays and everything.
Oh yeah, that's
I
perfect.
lived at the radio station when the pandemic started. I lived there for 3 weeks, and they fired me. They laid me off. Whatever.
Well, way to pay you back. Let's go trash that radio station. I listened. Today.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I want to work there again, so don't trash him. That's a sad thing, you know. It's like your ex-girlfriend. You wanted her to take you back. That type of bullshit.
Okay, well, let's get Kevin his job back. Starting with Zoom. Mike. Right now, we're sending this tape back to them, and they're gonna love him again. They're gonna take him back in. He's gonna move back.
They're gonna take me back. They're gonna see this Zoom mic, and they're like, "You fucking crushed him. That Zoom mic. We gotta have him back."
We gotta make sure Kevin wins the breakup.
Our next comedian is already starting. I'm just gonna introduce him. Please welcome Adam Quaslow.
Yeah. Kevin, if someone's gonna dump you over a text while you're working a shift at a radio station, it should be a pop punk station. So that you
Well, I mean, let's play Blink-182.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying you should be able to escape your sadness about her with anger towards your dad. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, Dad, I'm getting a text. Yeah.
I don't really celebrate my birthday anymore because my 21st birthday was the worst birthday. What happened was about a week before, my dad called me and said, "Adam, I need you to come home for your birthday." And I said, "Dad, I'm turning 21. It's on a Saturday, and you're not going to put your mouth on it. I'm staying at campus." And he said, "Well, your brother always said he was going to fly out for your 21st birthday, and it's going to be the first time he's been in Michigan since he graduated. So I scheduled the unveiling of your mother's gravestone. Yeah, we stopped letting Dad plan events after that one. Otherwise, my brother's wedding would have been a speech from each of his exes. Look, I don't drink. I don't, I was never going to have a normal 21st. Like, Kevin, what did you do on your 21st birthday?
Oh, I got south side of Chicago. They got me ripped. I got
Okay, so you did not put on a suit to watch your family cry.
No, I did not go to a funeral sequel.
Like, normally in Judaism, the unveiling of a gravestone happens a year after the funeral. My mom's funeral was my senior year of high school. This was happening my senior year of college. And my dad always wondered where I learned to procrastinate. I thought I was done, right? Because normally the way that the process of a loved one dying is you're sad, the funeral happens, you're sad, you heal. On the 1 year anniversary, you light a candle. On the 2 year anniversary, you forget to. And then after that, it's over. And like, there is an extra step in Judaism where at the funeral, I was given something called a shiva ribbon, which is a ribbon that you pin to your shirt. And for a week, every day you tear the ribbon to signify how your heart is being torn. Because Judaism is all about rubbing it in. I'm Reform. If I was Orthodox, I'd have to have a rabbi follow me saying, your mother's dead, your mother's dead, your mother's dead. And that's not even all the bad shit that happened on my 21st birthday. Like, I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I did not turn on a light. I did not put on my glasses, but I did walk into the door frame. Got a black eye. I fell. On the way down, the other side of my face hit the toilet, giving me a second black eye. I know one day I'm going to hear the happy birthday song and snap into a flashback. Like, someone's going to bring out a cake and I'm going to duck under a table. But I got two black eyes and I didn't even get to say, you should see the other guy, because the other guy was a fucking bathroom. I did pee in his mouth, though. So I had an injured face, but he got to taste the defeat. That'll do it.
Fuck yeah, Claus. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Good, Saquon's good.
I am sad. I am sad.
We all are nobody special for being sad anymore. We all get to just live with it. This is just life now. Our next lives down. Actually, our next comedian I've seen twice since quarantine started. And the only other people I've seen twice are my mom and my old boss. That is it. Those are the only people I've seen as frequently as this person, which is 2 times. Please welcome Tristan A. Smith.
Praise the Lord. Praise the
Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise him.
All right, this is weird. Give it up for Mark for hosting, I guess.
Woo!
Adam, you asked Kevin what he did for his 21st birthday. I wish you'd have asked me, because my 21st birthday, I had just gotten the inheritance from my mom's death, and I went to Vegas. That was that's the actual truth.
We all had fucking better 21st birthdays than fucking Claus's lame ass.
Mom loved the craps table.
No, but even crazier than that is the day I went to Vegas. This is actually true. You can look it up. September 14th is my birthday. And that the day that I went was the day OJ got arrested again, a couple blocks away from me for breaking into the hotel. And all I can think about is how differently my life could have gone if I'd just gone to that hotel. And maybe I could have stopped Juice. Maybe I could have worked with him. I don't know. I mean, if I think how history could have been, I could have made him not rob that. He'd have been free. I don't know.
Could have tackled him in the hallway.
I think about that night all the time. Actually, it's weird how much I think about that. Low key, and this is actually the real truth. This is not for comedy. I want OJ Simpson to be our next president. That's actual. Because if we're just gonna let the craziest white guy do it, we gotta let the craziest black guy do it too for equality. I think that's just fair. That's just fucking fair. Okay. None of this was what I wanted to talk about. Not at all. All right. Here's the thing. A couple weeks ago, this is my first time really doing Zoom comedy again. I haven't really been able to do it for the last 3 months. And I had a COVID scare. That's part of why I couldn't do comedy. Most of why I couldn't do it is because I didn't like comedy. But at least part of it was the COVID scare. Yeah, it was like I got tested. Luckily, I don't have COVID, but I did have some of the symptoms. I had shortness of breath, and I had sore upper body. So I really thought I had COVID for a while. And until I got those test results, I was very, very scared. And it turns out I'm not dying of COVID. I'm just dying of nothing. That's the good news. just shortness of breath came from who knows what. I'm just gonna leave that a mystery, I guess. But like a lot of people are dying of a disease. I get to die for the love of the game, and I think that's really cool. But like the whole time I was scared of what was going to happen. Before I got the test results back, I started thinking about like the reason why I was in that situation. And I was in that situation because a lot of people just in the United States refuse to wear masks. Like that's the thing we all know about. People are saying like I can't wear a mask. It disrupts my freedom. And I guess my real question is, all the people who do that, like they live in Wisconsin. Like how is that freedom? Like is that like I don't get how. Like what do you think freedom means? Like I don't feel like you're not hearing the same words. Like imagine truly being free and choosing to live in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Like I don't get that sentence. Like that's not a logical thing. Like you're gonna die in this trailer park in Kalamazoo because you're free. Like it's I don't know. I think that'll be a good joke one day. It only took me being scared of my death to come up with it. So that's what I need from material people. I need either a parent to die or me to almost die. I don't know. That's I got one other thing before I stop. This is a joke I was doing before I quit comedy, kind of. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that joke. I got 1 minute left. I don't have enough time for it. Give it up for Mark for hosting.
Yeah, yeah, me. Thank you. I had to find myself. We are all finding ourselves, aren't we? You can find yourselves in the fastest minute, which is coming up right now. Holy shit!
Bam, bam,
Oh my god, if you've never done it before, I'm just gonna cheer through the list. And everyone's gonna do a minute. There's only 9 people, and I marked people who are here, but I might have to skip people. I don't know, but I know who the first person is, and he's back in his gear. Dan Wianco, go, 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 go.
Nice. You're starting with me. That's great. That is super duper. Actually, Mark, I got to talk to you about some things real quick. Listen, I have mad ideas for you and I. I'm going to start this timer like you told me to. I know you messaged me about like podcast ideas. Listen, I got one. Dude, I'm going to solve I'm going to solve a puzzle and talk out loud while I solve the puzzle. I think that's good content. Like yeah. No, I don't know what I talk about. And listen, I got your other messages, and I don't want to cry either. Like that's not something I want to do. Like anyway, I'm really glad that this friendship happened, and I feel like you're letting me into all your friends, and I feel like I got about 20 seconds left. And listen, I'm going to share something bold and brave. I'm pretty sure this helmet will fit on the top of my penis. Thank you, Mark. Have a great night. Thank you. You'll never forget that.
Ian Ryan Smith, go, 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 go.
Go.
The force is strong. The force is strong.
Hello, everybody. So, thinking about quitting the arts and comedy in general and becoming something actually useful to our society, like a hedge fund manager.
Yeah.
Something to pay for healthcare, you know.
Okay.
I am a financial advisor. I went through the very rigorous process to become a financial advisor, which is calling yourself a financial advisor. Yeah, it's a shady business. So my financial advice is put all your money in Bitcoin. It's literally free money. And Ethereum too. Put it in.
Yeah. Ethereum. It sounds like Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, Alicia Rain, go.
Go. Hey, yeah, I hate my job. And I can tell because every morning I wake up and I think to myself, I want to die. But by the end of the day, it changes to I want to kill. And then I think it's actually like I need to change careers because every person that walks in the door, I just think to myself, this fucker. And even if it's a woman, I'm like, this fucking guy. And kids, I'm like, these fuckers. I gotta change careers, is what I'm saying. I'm Alicia Rain, thanks.
Yeah,
Go. Greg, it's you.
Oh, that was quick. I was not ready. The pandemic has been hard on me, just like everyone else. I put on a pair of hold on. Jesus, what is going on here? I was not ready for this. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. The pandemic's been hard on me, just like everybody else. I put on a pair of sweatpants in September, and I've had no reason to take them off yet. And my appearance has really taken a hit, too. Before the pandemic, I looked like a homeless adjunct community college professor who's a Civil War reenactor on the weekends. and now I look like a guy who's always telling his militia buddies that I'm almost done with my manifesto. But deep down in their souls, they know I haven't even started writing the manifesto yet. A lot of comics think that just because their friends think they're funny, that they'll be good at stand-up, but then they're actually awful at stand-up.
Yes.
And I'm definitely not one of those people because not even my friends think I'm funny. Thank you. I'm Greg Mathis.
Go.
Dan, one thing you got to remember, in order to be good at stand-up comedy, you have to actually not have any friends.
Boom.
Because that's just kind of how it is. Anyhow, my goal in life, I want to quit comedy and open a restaurant called Taste Like Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to serve everything that's supposed to taste like chicken, except for chicken. Rattlesnake, alligator, human flesh, just whatever, as long as it tastes like chicken. But then again, I'm not a very good cook, so it'll probably just taste like burnt chicken. Or maybe undercooked chicken that gives you Ebola. Whatever. If it gives you Ebola, maybe you'll lose some weight, and then it'll be healthy, tastes like chicken. So, hey, healthy tastes like chicken, human flesh. And remember, if you want to be a comic, you have to have no friends. No friends. You have to be miserable.
Go.
Guys, I am not racist. I may be sexist. Only because I really am displeased with men. Men are disgusting. Men do things that I do, so I might just hate myself. It's something that I'm trying to work out with my therapist, but therapy is very expensive, so I do comedy now. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? One thing I learned in quarantine is seeing a lot of myself on these screens. It's like you're constantly looking at a mirror. Is I don't like the way my head looks. My head is physically too large for my body. You know what I mean? Like, my head is so large, physically, my head is so large, I should be smarter than I am. Like, that's the way I feel about these things. My head has an ass to it. You know what I mean? My head looks like the back of a truck that has too much back there. You know what I mean? Like you see those trucks that are like filled with junk in the back. It looks like they're gonna fall apart. That's the way I feel my skull looks. And on top of it, I'm bald. All right. It just looks like a building they built and no one's buying a unit. That's what's going on up here. Like, there's a lot of dumb ideas up here and they're not paying the rent on time. All right. That's the way I feel about my skull and my brain and my life at this moment. And my tone and my voice makes me sound a lot more chipper than I actually am. Mark, when do we get to drink fucking beer again? All right. I want to come back and pet a dog at Reed's.
Yeah.
Go.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. I think New Year's Eve sucks when you're in the Central Time Zone.
You're goddamn right.
Because everything on TV is not for you. Like, it's just all a big build up to 3, 2, 1. It's 11. We know the clock's gonna hit. Like, for us, we know it's the new year when we see Mariah Carey start to pack up the sound equipment. It's like everybody, the East Coast gets Happy New Year, and we get whoever the host is just vamping for a while. And this year, it was all just Planet Fitness this, Planet Fitness that. I thought the whole point was that 2020 set off the lunk alarm. You guys, it's January 3rd, and I'm still writing this is a hack premise on all my checks. And boy, are my arms tired.
Okay,
That's funny.
sorry, I didn't know Adam was gonna stop.
Tristan
Greg-
submits his minute back to Adam for more January 1st.
Gregory had a joke earlier about QAnon. Here's mine. I think QAnon's very interesting because basically, if anybody doesn't know, it's a group of people who believe that there's an elite pedophile ring in Hollywood. And I think like it's interesting that the people who believe in that elite pedophile ring also go to church. Because if you're looking for an elite ring of pedophiles, I think the call's coming from inside the house. Like it's that's it for me.
Yeah, Tristan, thank you.
Tristan, you got to put that in the act, dude. You
Yeah,
got to put that
that's
in the
a
act.
real joke. Yeah, that was
Thank
that was
you, everybody that came out and continues to do this virtual thing because our government can't just make people wear a fucking mask for 2 months and this would have been over like it is in Taiwan and Korea and every other country that took care of this shit quickly.
Yeah.
Bullshit. We're going to do this in person someday soon. When I mean soon, I mean like when we said soon in March, right? Like COVID soon is another 9 months. I think we're about halfway there. I literally-
Christmas is going to be fine. Remember we were saying that?
Yeah.
Christmas is gonna be great.
We thought summer was gonna be fine.
Yeah, COVID saw its shadow. So
I remember when Donald Trump was actually saying, "Oh yeah, this is going to be over by Easter."
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah.
We know it'll be a
Maybe he meant
conspiracy
next
if it does
Easter.
go away. If it goes away within like a month of Biden's president, then yeah, it was a conspiracy, and I'll let all the parlor people know they were right. Basically, is what I'm saying.
now that's some malarkey, Mark.